When my husband returned from battle, he brought back 2 orphan children who had lost their parents. Later, while the 2 orphans were roughhousing, they accidentally bumped into me, who was 8 months pregnant. I died in childbirth. As I clung to my last breath, my husband pushed open the door and spoke with a cold, merciless voice, "You should have died long ago. If not for you, how would my 2 children have endured such cold indifference? How could Uner have been reduced to an unseen concubine?" When I opened my eyes again, I had returned to a year prior. The day he brought back those 2 orphan children. I felt pity for them, so I brought them back to keep our unborn child company. I clenched my fists and replied coldly, "In that case, send them to the academy to study alongside the Imperial princes and noble sons." "Madam, the general has returned, and he also." My maid, Xiao Chui, hesitated. I set down my brush, staring at the character for enmity on the Xian paper, and said indifferently, "He also brought back 2 children." "Madam, how did you know?" Xiao Chui asked in confusion. I folded the paper and tossed it into the nearby fire. Watching it burn, my heart remained utterly still. Calmly, I walked toward the main gate of the general's residence. Lin Zhanyuan saw me and blurted out impatiently, "Sure, I received your letter from home the other day. You're pregnant, aren't you?" I saw these 2 children orphaned, truly pitiful, so I brought them back to keep our unborn child company. Company was the pretense, the real intent was to inherit half of the Xiao family's estate. I looked at the man before me, clad in splendid battle robes, a dashing figure on horseback, the dream lover of countless young ladies in the capital. Yet beneath that facade lurked a beast in human skin, a heart as black as a wolf's. In my past life, Lin Zhanyuan used precisely these words to persuade me to keep 2 orphan children. As the daughter of a military family, I knew full well how war left countless children homeless. My heart softened, and I took in the 2 orphans, raising them as my own. Lin Zhanyuan adored these children, providing them with the finest food, clothing, and care. I thought he simply adored children. Watching him, I'd imagine how my own unborn child would be cherished by its father. He truly was a good father, just not to mine. He was devoted to those 2 orphans. I will never forget, even in death. Pushed down by those 2 orphans, I died in childbirth. With my last breath, Lin Zhanyuan revealed the truth about them. It turned out those 2 children were his, born to a woman outside our marriage. His cold, heartless voice still echoes in my ears, "You should have died long ago. If not for you, how could my 2 children have endured such cold indifference? How could Uner have been reduced to a disgraceful mistress?" Lin Zhanyuan wished me dead. But in this life, I intend to live well. The 2 orphans stood timidly behind Lin Zhanyuan, their bright eyes fixed on me. I clenched my fists so tightly my nails dug into my flesh. After finally calming the hatred in my heart, I said coldly, "Since that is the case, send them to the academy. Let them study alongside the Imperial princes and nobles." Lin Zhanyuan looked visibly taken aback. He'd been utterly certain I'd keep the children. But he hadn't anticipated me sending these 2 orphans of unknown origin to study in the capital schools. The capital schools taught only the sons and grandsons of princes and nobles, or the offspring of high-ranking officials. Wouldn't that be beneath our station? Lin Zhanyuan hesitated, fearing his 2 precious children might suffer injustice. A meaningful smile touched my lips. "Why would it, my lord? Since they'll be companions for the child in my womb, their education must be proper. We can't have them speaking crudely and lacking manners like those fatherless, motherless children outside. We mustn't let the general's residence become the subject of gossip at the tea tables." Lin Zhanyuan's expression flickered before settling back into composure. He stepped forward, took my hand, and patted it gently. "You truly think deeply, sure." I smiled softly. The general battles tirelessly on the front lines. Such minor matters need not trouble you. Then, I beckoned the 2 orphan children closer. "What are your names?" The older boy replied, "My name is Su Tingzhou." The younger girl, terribly shy, clung tightly to the boy's hand. The boy added, "This is my sister, Su Ninger." Her name sounded exactly like mine, how unlucky. "Xiao Chui, take the children to the guest quarters for a bath and prepare some food." Xiao Chui took the 2 children away upon hearing this. That evening, Lin Zhanyuan did not rest in my courtyard. Xiao Chui removed the hairpin from my hair, her voice filled with righteous indignation. Madam, who knows where those 2 children came from? They could very well be his offspring with some fox-like temptress. And the general, why doesn't he bring back every orphan in the world? You're far too lenient. In my previous life, Xiao Chui had spoken to me in exactly the same way. But back then, I dismissed it as idle chatter, utterly enamored with Lin Zhanyuan and trusting his words implicitly. Seeing Lin Zhanyuan's extraordinary affection for the 2 orphans, Xiao Chui grew increasingly intolerant, nagging me incessantly about it. Unfortunately, one day Lin Zhanyuan overheard her. To have such a treacherous soul by Shure's side. Drag her out and beat her to death. His face darkened as he bellowed the order. Xiao Chui had served me since childhood, as close as a sister. Naturally, I pleaded for her life. But Lin Zhanyuan's heart was as hard as stone. He insisted on beating Xiao Chui to death. Only after my desperate entreaties did he relent. In the end, Xiao Cui was banished from the general's residence. I gave her a large sum of silver, instructing her to return to the marquis's estate to serve my mother. Yet on the day of my death, Lin Zhanyuan declared, "Remember that maid of yours?" I cast her into a brothel. Unable to bear the humiliation, she bit her tongue and killed herself. This is no fault of mine. She was your servant. Anyone who insults my child deserves to die. I combed my own beautiful hair, silencing Xiao Chui's careless words. This lifetime, I would protect her. You 2 came from the marquis's residence. You should know that misfortune springs from loose lips. These words must not reach the general's ears. Xiao Chui nodded and replied, yes. The next morning, Lin Zhanyuan arrived at my courtyard for breakfast, holding 1 child in each hand. Su Tingzhou performed a proper bow. Madam. Su Ningner timidly echoed the greeting. Sure, I'll take the children out to have their clothes tailored shortly. Shall I bring you some pastries from Yunzhai? Lin Zhanyuan stood there projecting the image of a devoted husband, unaware that I had already seen through his true nature. I smiled faintly. What's the point of the general taking the children out alone? I'll accompany you. After all, I know more about clothes than anyone. Lin Zhanyuan agreed readily, thinking I was still the woman he once had wrapped around his finger, whose eyes were filled only with him. How amusing, Lin Zhanyuan. This time, I will see you ruined. Lin Zhanyuan and I took the 2 children to Jinshu Spinning, a renowned tailor shop in the capital. Joy lit up Lin Zhanyuan's face. Naturally, his children deserved the finest in food, clothing, and necessities. But this was merely the first step in my plan. Isn't this the general's wife? Have you come to select fabrics too? The speaker was the wife of Minister Gu, an imperial official. Her child also attended the academy. Before I could respond, she exclaimed in surprise, "Where did these 2 children come from?" Just as I was about to tell the truth, Lin Zhanyuan stepped in, spinning a lie. These are children from a distant relative's family. Their parents died of illness, so I took them in. I nearly burst out laughing. If you're going to make up a story, at least make it believable. Who in the capital didn't know? The legitimate daughter of the Marquis of Shao had married the orphan the Marquis had raised after bringing him back from the front lines. What kind of relatives did Lin Zhanyuan have? Madame Gu shot me a questioning glance. I gave a slight nod. A noblewoman of high standing needed no further explanation to grasp the situation. Madame Gu said nothing more and departed. Lin Zhanyuan browsed through the fabrics, selecting 8 summer outfits for the 2 children. Then, with a sweeping gesture, he declared, based on these children's sizes, order 10 sets each for spring, autumn, and winter. Deliver them to the general's residence. Suppressing the urge to curse, I smiled at Lin Zhanyuan and said, isn't that a bit excessive? After all, it's not. Lin Zhanyuan knew exactly what I was about to say. Adopting a magnanimous air, he leaned close to my ear and whispered, Madam, these children have suffered for years outside the family and lost both parents. I simply feel pity for them. I got it. He was about to start associating this with his own background again. Before, I'd been blinded by lard, thinking Lin Zhanyuan was just overflowing with compassion and considering the children had lost their parents, so he was being so kind to them. Little did I know he was using pity as a cover to act out his fatherly affection. Suppressing the nausea rising in my throat, I replied calmly, "Very well, so be it." Within days, the new garments tailored for the children were delivered to the general's residence. Lin Zhanyuan happened to be present and demanded payment. My eyes narrowed sharply. 100 taels of silver? How could that scoundrel not consider his own meager monthly stipend? I took a deep breath and replied calmly, "Wait a moment. I'll be right back." The delivery boy, however, was displeased. Never seen anyone haggle over silver like this. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Where in the capital do you find families like yours? Lin Zhanyuan detested having his pride trampled underfoot. His face darkened. You think I won't have my men tear your jinshu spinning shop to pieces? The boy wasn't afraid. Go ahead if you dare. Our shop's owner is the princess. You'd better watch who you're messing with. Seeing this, I hurried to comfort Lin Zhanyuan. "General, please calm down. I'll go to the storeroom for the banknotes right now." Lin Zhanyuan angrily shook off my hand and pulled a pair of Hitian jade bracelets from his waist pouch. "Is this enough?" The servant's expression changed, and he flattered, "More than enough, more than enough." Lin Zhanyuan, clutching the summer clothes for the two children, headed to the annex. I took a silver ingot from my sleeve and gave it to Xiao Chui. Following my instructions from yesterday, Xiao Chui gave the servant the silver and discreetly asked him to spread the rumor. The clothes arrived that morning, and by afternoon, the rumor was already circulating. Unfortunately, Lin Zhanyuan hadn't left the house that day. The next morning, after sending the two children to school, Lin Zhanyuan went to the early court session. After court, he didn't return home. His trusted aide returned with word that he'd gone drinking with those officials. When he came back, Lin Zhanyuan's face looked rather grim. I asked, feigning ignorance, "What's wrong, General?" Lin Zhanyuan picked up the teacup on the table and slammed it hard onto the floor. Still not satisfied, he overturned the entire table. What was this? The rage of the incompetent. They dared to laugh at me. Have they forgotten whose blood and sweat bought this peace? Of course I hadn't forgotten. It was my father. I risked my very life on the battlefield to secure this empire. And them? What have they done? I hurriedly tried to stop him. If General Lin Zhanyuan wanted to die, I certainly didn't. General, words can bring disaster. Please don't speak like this again. Lin Zhanyuan wouldn't listen, his voice growing even louder. Even the emperor shows me some deference. What are those censors? Laughing at me? Do they even have the right? You must understand how many spies the general's residence employs. These words could easily reach the emperor's ears within moments. I had to quickly declare my loyalty and distance myself. General, these are the very duties a subject must fulfill. Have you forgotten everything my father taught you since childhood? Lin Zhanyuan seemed deeply aggrieved. Don't you dare mention your father. That coward of a father of yours fought victorious battles his entire life, yet only managed to scrape together a marquis title. If I let this ungrateful bastard continue, the entire marquis' household would go down with him. I signaled my shadow guard to knock him unconscious, then helped him back to his quarters. Lin Zhanyuan snored his way to sleep. My back ached from exhaustion, so I went to sleep in the next room. I was roused by the sound of a child's wailing. Father, I don't want to go to school anymore, Su Ninger cried, her voice full of hurt. Lin Zhanyuan asked patiently, Why, sweetheart? They all laugh at me, calling me an unwanted bastard, saying I'm a child with no father or mother. Su Ninger was young, a child who couldn't hide her feelings. But I clearly have a father. It's all brother's fault for not letting me say it. My daddy is the mighty general. Despite his young age, Su Tingzhou possessed an unnatural calmness. Su Ninger's crying irritated him. What do you know? Father's only real child now is the one in Xiaoshu's belly. You and I, before she died, were nothing but unwanted bastards. Hearing this, Lin Zhanyuan's heart ached. He gently soothed the two children. Trust father. Before this month ends, both of you and mother will reside in the general's mansion with full legitimacy. My body trembled slightly. That beast couldn't wait any longer. The sudden turn of events forced Lin Zhanyuan to advance his plans. Lin Zhanyuan, oh Lin Zhanyuan, our decades of childhood friendship couldn't withstand the allure of outside blossoms. Swallowing my bitterness, I walked out of the room as if nothing had happened. During breakfast, Lin Zhanyuan fed Su Ninger porridge while saying, "Sure, I want to send the children to school today." My hand paused midway to pick up a side dish, my eyes flickering. If the general wishes to go, then so be it. I'd be curious to see how a general would handle the unfiltered words of children. After breakfast, Lin Zhanyuan took the two children to the school ahead of time. I had Xiao Cui send word to the eldest princess, inviting her to come along for the show. The moment the children stepped off the carriage at the school gate, the sixth prince taunted them, well, aren't these two parentless brats? Come to file a complaint? Su Ninger couldn't hold back, her eyes welling up as she retorted loudly, "I'm not." Su Tingzhou grabbed her wrist, trying to stop her. The sixth prince grew amused, "Then tell me, who is your father? Could you two be children General Lin fathered outside his marriage?" Lin Zhanyuan's face flushed alternately crimson and ashen. Finally, suppressing his rage, he bowed respectfully to the sixth prince, "Your Highness, these children are from a distant relative's family. Having lost both parents, I took them in to care for them." Madame Gu, the wife of the Minister of Revenue whom Lin Zhanyuan had met at the brocade spinning house, arrived then. Covering her mouth with a handkerchief, she chuckled, "Who in the capital doesn't know General Lin as the orphan child Lord Xiao picked up on the battlefield? What kind of distant relatives are these? General Lin, don't let some random nobodies fool you." Madame Gu delighted in cracking sunflower seeds with other noble ladies while gossiping about the intricate entanglements of their families. Lin Zhanyuan's actions at Jinxiu spinning that day had already spread like wildfire throughout the capital. On the very day Lin Zhanyuan brought the two children back to the general's mansion, I sent word to the eldest princess, Xie Shuyao. In the letter, I explained my current predicament and hinted that I might need her assistance in the future. Princess Xie Shuyao is the emperor's elder sister, the biological daughter of the empress dowager, and my childhood schoolmate. In our youth, we hunted together, practiced swordsmanship, got into mischief, and even knelt in punishment side by side. Our bond was as close as siblings. Now, seated in Princess Xie Shuyao's carriage, I snacked while she vented her anger outside, taunting General Lin Zhanyuan with scorn. "General Lin, how is it that this princess was unaware you had other relatives?" A flicker of surprise crossed Lin Zhanyuan's eyes before he replied, "Your Highness may not be aware." Before he could finish his explanation, Xie Shurao cut him off. "How could this princess be unaware? General Lin, you have such grand tastes. With a single wave of my hand at the brocade weaving shop, you spent 100 taels of silver. When the delivery boy came to collect payment, you couldn't even produce a silver note. What kind of lowly commoners do they think they are, worthy of wearing garments made from my brocade? If word gets out, how can my shop continue doing business?" Lin Zhanyuan's face turned ashen at her words, a flash of icy coldness darting through his eyes. Then, as if recalling something, he asked, "The princess and my Shuer have been as sisters since childhood. Could it be that Shuer told the princess this?" Xie Shuyao furrowed her brow slightly. Lin Zhanyuan was trying to pin the crime of disloyalty and ingratitude on her. If she admitted it today, the rumor would spread that the legitimate daughter of the Xiao family, descended from a military lineage, couldn't tolerate two battlefield orphans. What a colossal burden to bear, the people's collective scorn could drown her. Xie Shuyao adopted the bearing of a princess, a cold smile curling her lips. "Is General Lin questioning me? This realm belongs to the Xie family, not to you, Lin Zhanyuan. Oh, right, after all, my good-for-nothing younger brother still owes the general some face." At these words, the women present gasped in unison. His Majesty the Emperor, born a dragon among men, need not kowtow to some minor general. Lin Zhanyuan knew his place. He immediately knelt to plead his case, "Your Highness, I never uttered such treasonous words. I beg your understanding." Xie Shurao ignored Lin Zhanyuan, lifting her gaze to Su Tingzhou and Su Ninger beside him. "What? Having studied alongside imperial princes and noble sons, you don't even bend your knees before this princess?" Su Tingzhou and Su Ninger's bodies trembled uncontrollably. Su Ninger, particularly frightened by her fierce demeanor, began to sob softly. "Huh? Crying this early in the morning? Trying to bring bad luck upon this prince? The sixth prince remarked with disdain. Then, he moved closer to Xia Shirao, tugging at her sleeve and whining, "Auntie, I don't want to attend this academy anymore. Please tell Father Emperor to hire a tutor just for me." Xia Shira asked, "Why is that?" The sixth prince pouted, "Auntie, you know exactly why. I'm Father Emperor's son, how could I possibly study in the same academy as those two?" Every word from the sixth prince dragged Su Tingzhou and Su Ning'er through the mud. Unable to bear it, Su Tingzhou glared at the sixth prince with venom. "The only difference between us is our fathers. Without yours, you wouldn't be much better than me." Before Lin Zhanyuan could respond, Xia Shirao erupted in fury. "Guards! Bring Su Tingzhou before me. He dares be insolent to His Highness the sixth prince. 20 lashes. That bastard child. Unless beaten into submission, he'll never know his place." Lin Zhanyuan, though heartbroken, knelt in anguish. "Princess, the boy is still young. 20 lashes might cost him his life." My thoughts raced. I'd never seen Lin Zhanyuan so submissive. Now, this hidden side of him all for 2 bastard children. When I turned 15, the sons of noble families came courting so often they nearly wore out the threshold of the Shao Marquis' mansion. Those days, Mother would sit with me daily, discussing each suitor's character and appearance. Lin Zhanyuan was already a general under Father's command back then. When the Xiongnu invaded the border, Father urgently led his troops into battle. Before his departure, Lin Zhanyuan summoned me to the peach grove. Gazing at me with deep affection, he asked cautiously, "If I return alive from this campaign, would you consider marrying me?" A breeze swept through, scattering peach blossoms as the spirited young man declared his heart to me. No one could refuse such a proposal, especially not someone like me, cherished since childhood. Naturally, I agreed. Since our marriage, Lin Zhanyuan has treated me with utmost kindness, always indulging my wishes and considering my feelings. Childhood sweethearts, innocent and pure. It was a tale of romance that once charmed the capital. Yet even such a heaven-sent union could be shattered effortlessly by outsiders. No fly lands on a seamless egg. Had Lin Zhanyuan's heart been steadfast, how could he have kept a mistress outside and brought back 2 children? I watched Lin Zhanyuan kneel on the ground, pleading for the child of his concubine. Back then, he was so proud. My mother had vehemently opposed our marriage, ready to beat him to death. But after enduring 60 lashes, he insisted on marrying me, finally winning over my mother's heart. The young man I remembered, whose spine wouldn't bend an inch, now knelt begging for that child. Xia Shuyao glanced at me without a trace of emotion. I shook my head, signaling to spare him. Then Xia Shuyao asked, "Is General Lin willing to take the punishment himself?" "Well, yes. It is your failure to discipline your child. Since the general pleads for mercy, I cannot refuse him. The child shall receive 5 strokes. As for General Lin, 40 strokes." Xia Shira swept her sleeves and left. From the carriage, I heard Su Tingzhou's agonized screams and Lin Zhanyuan's pained gasps, yet my heart felt no pity or reluctance. Lin Zhanyuan deserved every moment of it. As for Su Tingzhou, blame lay solely with his young age and venomous heart. After receiving his punishment, Lin Zhanyuan returned to the general's residence with the 2 children. I stood on the bridge feeding the fish in the lotus pond. Limping, Lin Zhanyuan approached me. "My lady truly has refined tastes." I feigned surprise. "What has happened to you, General?" Recalling his recent punishment, Lin Zhanyuan seethed, "All because of your dear sister." Then, narrowing his eyes slightly, he scrutinized me. "Madam, you truly did not go to the princess to make accusations?" At that moment, Xiao Cui interjected, "General, Madam has been utterly exhausted these past few days. The physician came to examine her and said she shows signs of spotting. It would be unwise for her to travel or exert herself during this time. You know the lady's heart better than anyone. With your upright character, she adores you, why would she ever complain?" Lin Zhanyuan's expression softened slightly. "I've wronged the lady. General, you've suffered. Tomorrow I'll go to the palace and ask my dear sister what's going on." I put on a show of backing him up, feigning anger. Fearing the rumors might reach the emperor's ears, Lin Zhanyuan hurriedly stopped me, explaining, "My lady, it's just a minor offense Tingzhou committed. It's nothing serious." But I wasn't about to let him off the hook. If the orphan made a mistake, how dare he let the general take the blame for him? He's not our own flesh and blood. Isn't the general being overly affectionate? Lin Zhanyuan knew this wasn't the time to break ties. He coaxed me with every persuasive word he could muster. "My lady, when I look at him, I see myself as I once was, lowly and wretched. I only wish to save him as best I can." Seeing him dredge up these old memories, I feigned concern and comforted him. "General, you are already a dragon among men. Why belittle yourself like this?" "I won't go, then." During the evening meal, Lin Zhanyuan glanced at me several times, hesitating to speak. I followed his lead and asked, "General, is there something you wish to discuss with me?" Lin Zhanyuan hesitated for a moment, sighed, and then slowly spoke. "A soldier who fought alongside me died protecting me. His wife has nowhere to go. I was wondering, could you take her in for a while? Once she finds a place to stay, she can leave." Since childhood, I'd always been seen by him as a kind-hearted, pure soul. That woman was in such a pitiful state, her husband having died protecting Lin Zhanyuan. I couldn't find a reason to refuse him, so I agreed. Back when Lin Zhanyuan returned to the estate, the secret guards had already informed me of the children's tearful pleas to him. Su Ning'er, seeing her brother beaten to a pulp, wept uncontrollably. Throwing herself into Lin Zhanyuan's arms, she wailed, "I want mother. I want mother." That little girl was so sweet, her big eyes brimming with tears. I couldn't refuse her, let alone Lin Zhanyuan, her own father. Though Su Tingzhou didn't say it aloud, seeing his children suffer, Lin Zhanyuan towered over him with authority. He couldn't possibly throw himself into Lin Zhanyuan's arms and cry like a little girl. Seeing the injustice done to both children, Lin Zhanyuan's heart softened, and he agreed. I thought to myself, this was perfect, it saved me the trouble of seeking out that fox-like woman myself. Seeing my consent, Lin Zhanyuan grew somewhat impatient. After supper, he brought the woman into the mansion. Dressed in a rose-red gown that revealed her bare shoulder, she murmured, "Madam." Lin Zhanyuan introduced, "Madam, this is the widow of one of my soldiers. Her name is Yuner." My eyes reddened slightly as I sighed, "Ah, Madam Yun, widowed so young. Seeing this truly pains my heart." No sooner had the words left my mouth than I noticed Yuner's face had gone pale, as if she might collapse at any moment. Seeing Lin Zhanyuan move to support her, I spoke first, "Xiao Chui, quickly help Lady Yun back to her chambers to rest. She's surely overcome with grief after losing her husband so suddenly." My words struck a nerve with Lin Zhanyuan. His expression shifted slightly, but unable to vent his frustration, he feigned confusion and asked, "Why does the lady choose to rub salt in the wound?" I raised my eyes to look at this revolting man, took a sip of tea, and retorted, "The general overthinks things. Isn't what Shuer said the truth? It seems the general's soul has drifted over to Lady Yun. Are you planning to take her in? To properly settle her?" Lin Zhanyuan's brow furrowed deeply. I snorted coldly. He was actually considering my suggestion. After a moment, Lin Zhanyuan still chose to uphold his hypocritical image. "What nonsense are you spouting, madam? When I married you, I promised you a lifetime of devotion to one woman only. Your husband hasn't forgotten." Ha! How dare Lin Zhanyuan utter such words without fear of divine retribution? He may not have forgotten, but I certainly have. I refuse to engage in any more pretense with this man. As long as the general remembers, that is sufficient. Shuer is feeling rather weary, perhaps the child within her is too restless, so she will retire for the night. After Yuner entered the estate, she did behave herself for 2 days. These past few days, the 2 children have been dining with Yuner as well. I've enjoyed the peace and quiet, pondering how to rid myself of this child growing inside me. Just then, I spotted Su Tingzhou and Su Ning'er playing kuju in the courtyard. Yuner sat embroidering a handkerchief in the pavilion nearby. I sent Xiao Chui to fetch a cloak for me, lest the impending accident involve her. Entering the side courtyard, I placed my hand over my belly. I thought to myself, do not blame your mother. Your father deserved to die. If keeping his venomous bloodline, one that abandons wife and child, meant you were never born, then it would have been better. Yuner and Lin Zhanyuan's plan was to pin the blame for my miscarriage on two ignorant children. By offering myself up, she wouldn't refuse. Yuner discreetly signaled to Su Tingzhou. Su Tingzhou charged forward, kicking the kuja ball wildly, finally knocking me to the ground. My face drained of color, cold sweat beading on my forehead. My child. Save my child. Yuner dropped her embroidery, rushed to help me up, and urgently said, "Quick, fetch the physician." Her voice dripped with false concern. "Madam, don't worry. The child will be fine." I rolled my eyes and feigned unconsciousness. When I awoke, a crowd gathered around my bed. Xiao Chui wept uncontrollably. I hadn't told her the child was part of my plan. Xia Shirao knew, yet she still felt pity for me. Only my husband, Lin Zhanyuan, was secretly overjoyed. Yet he spoke in a hoarse, measured tone, "Sure, we'll have other children." Closing my tear-filled eyes, I laughed desperately. "The child is gone, General. Our first child." Xia Shirao couldn't bear to watch and immediately stepped in to defend me. "Drag that beast in here. I should have beaten him to death long ago. If I hadn't, he wouldn't have caused this colossal disaster." Lin Zhanyuan reflexively knelt on the floor. "Princess, please calm your anger. It was merely a child's innocent mistake." Xia Shuyao kicked the kneeling Lin Zhanyuan, gritting her teeth. "He's nothing but a worthless bastard child. The one in Shuer's womb was your true flesh and blood. Even if the emperor himself came today, it wouldn't matter. This princess will have him beaten to death to avenge Shuer." Xia Shireo's attendants dragged Su Tingzhou out and forced him face down onto a wooden bench. The cane fell upon his back. As Su Tingzhou's agonized cries echoed, Yuner knelt low beside Xia Shirao, sobbing softly, "Princess, you mustn't beat him. The child is so young. He was already punished last time." I opened my eyes, my gaze sharp. "Lady Yun, these children are no kin to you. Why are you kneeling on the ground?" "Sure, Yuner is merely concerned for the two children. Why are you so relentless?" Lin Zhanyuan, unable to bear seeing the woman he cherished endure such humiliation, couldn't help but confront me. My already pale face turned an even more ghastly shade of ashen. "The general calls her Yuner?" I asked, utterly incredulous. My words fell like a bomb. The room fell silent, all eyes turning to Lin Zhanyuan. Under the piercing stares, Lin Zhanyuan felt like he was being stabbed with needles. Yuner was no pushover. Now she had a golden opportunity to enter the general's residence. She began banging her head on the floor. "Madam, please persuade the princess. That child must not be beaten." I asked, "Why?" Yuner's body shook with sobs as tears the size of beans fell freely. "Those two children are the general's own flesh and blood." Unable to move swiftly, Xia Shuyao grabbed Yuner by the hair and struck her across the face. "How dare you spout such nonsense and slander General Lin? Guards! Throw her into the dungeon. Behead her tomorrow." Lin Zhanyuan knew Xia Shirao would make good on her threat. If he didn't confess now, tomorrow he'd see 3 corpses, 1 adult and 2 children. Lin Zhanyuan immediately knelt. "Your Majesty, I am guilty. Those 2 children are indeed my own flesh and blood." Hearing this, I was struck dumb, my face frozen in disbelief. The children born to the general and some woman outside? He killed my children? "Sure, let me explain." Lin Zhanyuan tried once more to win me back. But he knew it was impossible. When I married him, I had made it clear. If he ever took another woman, I would not cling to him. "Princess, enough. Stop hitting me. If word gets out, they'll say I'm petty, unable to tolerate even a child." My voice was faint as I forced a bitter smile. "General, once I'm well again, we shall divorce." "Sure." Lin Zhanyuan hesitated, barely managing to call my name. "General, since your heart belongs to another, how could I possibly make things difficult for you? Everyone, leave. I'm exhausted." The others dispersed, but Xia Shirao remained. Her eyes reddened as she said with heartache, "Sure, why must you suffer so? Keeping this child might not be so bad." I sighed, my eyes fixed on her with a solemn intensity. If I had a father like Lin Zhonyuan, I'd rather die. Enough of him. Xiao Heng, what's the latest on that Yuner? Xiao Heng was the foremost secret guard of the Xiao Marquis household. My father had trained him even before I was born, entrusting him with my protection. His network of secret guards was spread throughout every corner of the Xie kingdom. A mere Yuner couldn't escape the Xiao family's intelligence network. Miss Su Yuner hails from Suzhou. Her family was quite well off in earlier years. Later, her father was caught smuggling salt. The entire Su family's assets were confiscated, the male members executed, and the women exiled to brothels. Xiao Heng's lips twitched slightly as he spoke slowly. Xia Shireo's delicate brows furrowed. So this Su Yuner comes from a tainted background? Has Lin Zhonyuan gone blind? A flicker of sorrow crossed my eyes. To think that I, the legitimate daughter of the esteemed Xiao Marquis, would share a husband with a courtesan. My stomach churned violently. I turned and leaned over the bedside, retching, yet nothing came up. Xiao Heng grew anxious. Miss, I'll fetch a physician at once. I hurriedly called him back. Stop. I'm fine. Continue. Are those two children truly Lin Zhonyuan's? Xiao Heng halted, realizing his indiscretion. He bowed his head in embarrassment. This subordinate can affirm Su Tingzhou is definitely not Lin Zhonyuan's child. As for Su Ninger, her background is rather turbulent and complex. This subordinate will conduct a thorough investigation. I waved him away. My mind began plotting how to make Lin Zhonyuan face the retribution he deserved. During my recuperation over the past half-month, my chambers were sealed off by guards from the Xiao Marquis' residence. Lin Zhonyuan tried several times to enter, only to be blocked by the guards each time. Lin Zhonyuan's martial arts were no slouch, but compared to Xiao Heng, he still fell slightly short. Xiao Heng would never allow that hypocrite to come near me again. Unable to enter, he stood outside daily, wringing his hands in anguish and bitter regret. Sure, I know I was wrong. Our childhood bond, can you truly cast it aside so easily? What man today doesn't have multiple wives? I merely wished to take her in as a concubine. From reminiscing about the past, he eventually turned to furious accusations. I admit my faults, but are you without blame? 5 years of marriage, yet you bear no child, the greatest of the 3 unfilial acts is failing to produce an heir. Yuner has given me an heir. She is a true benefactor. Your jealousy is ingrained, you are unworthy to be Lin Zhonyuan's lawful wife. If you want a divorce, so be it. Yuner is gentle and virtuous, she suits me perfectly. His words left me utterly indifferent. I focused solely on restoring my health, waiting to see how the drama would unfold. Lin Zhonyuan, finding the situation tedious, stopped coming. But that gentle and virtuous Su Yuner arrived. Xiao Chui reported that Su Yuner brought those 2 children to play outside my door daily, flaunting the airs of a mistress of the house. I pretended not to hear, staying indoors to read the storybook Xiao Heng had given me. Xie Shuyao visited one day, whistling in surprise. Well, you still have the heart to read storybooks? I tossed the book aside and replied casually. Xiao Heng gave it to me, worried I'd get bored. Xie Shura couldn't help but ask, that little shadow guard? Yes. Does he have feelings for you? I paused, hesitating before replying, I doubt it. Xie Shurao looked at me with exasperation. Enough. You're hopelessly dense when it comes to romance. When are you going to teach that pair of dogs a lesson? You might not care, but I nearly had a heart attack just hearing a few lines. I raised an eyebrow slightly and said, tomorrow. I hadn't left the house for half a month. Lin Zhonyuan and Su Yuner were having a splendid time. The maids in the mansion said those 2 were reveling night after night. Even deep into the night, one could hear Su Yuner calling out General in a flirtatious, seductive voice. My stomach churned, but I spoke calmly to the young maid, go tell the General I'm waiting for him at the magistrate's office. Have him sign the divorce papers. And inform Lady Yun. Lady Yun was the crucial piece in this plan. If she were present, her dramatic displays, crying, causing a scene, even threatening suicide, would ensure Lin Zhonyuan, even in his lucid moments, couldn't refuse the divorce. His refusal would be entangled by Lady Yun's underhanded tactics. In the courtroom, Xie Shurao had already arranged for the divorce papers to be prepared. My dowry when I married Lin Zhanyuan was substantial. Now that we're parting ways, I certainly intend to take it all with me. Yet when I produced the dowry list, a flicker of unease crossed Lin Zhanyuan's face, vanishing as quickly as it appeared. Sure, we grew up together. How did we come to this? His face wore regret, as if I, not he, had betrayed our bond. Su Yuner feared our divorce might fail, leaving her unable to become the general's wife. She sobbed, "General, I've waited so long for you." Su Yuner clung desperately to Lin Zhanyuan, asserting her claim, but I didn't even spare her a glance. General Lin jests. You and Lady Yun are deeply in love, how could I possibly separate such a pair? However, that tasseled hairpin on Lady Yun's head looks familiar. Lin Zhanyuan's expression stiffened. Perhaps Shuer has mistaken it. Xiao Chui whispered in my ear, "Miss, this is the crimson gold phoenix tail agate tassel hairpin the Empress Dowager bestowed upon you during your coming-of-age ceremony." Xiao Chui's voice was soft, yet loud enough for everyone in the courtroom and the onlookers outside to hear. The crowd murmured with unsavory whispers. Back when General Lin married the Xiao Marquis's daughter, it was a celebrated tale throughout the capital. Now, over one woman, he's driven to divorce? What's going on here? Someone explain, I can't make heads or tails of it. Seems General Lin stole the hairpin the Empress Dowager gifted to the Xiao family's daughter and gave it to that Yun concubine. What Yun concubine? General Lin hasn't even married her yet. She's just a disgraceful mistress at best. General Lin is blind as a bat. That whole incident at the brocade workshop where he bought clothes for 2 orphan children caused quite a stir. I even praised his compassionate heart back then. What orphans? Those were clearly children born to General Lin and his mistress. That adulterous pair is utterly despicable. Lin Zhanyuan truly wastes the Marquis of Zhao's efforts in nurturing him. As the common folk cursed incessantly, Lin Zhanyuan's face flushed with rage. He just wanted to sign the divorce papers and escape this place of turmoil. His face grim, he pulled the hairpin from Su Yuner's bun and handed it to me. Sure, we were husband and wife. Let's part amicably. I had already signed the divorce papers. After Lin Zhanyuan pressed his seal, I instructed Xiao Chui to put them away. When I returned to the general's mansion to pack my belongings, I had Xiao Heng summon Jiang Bei, Su Tingzhou's biological father, and dump him at the door. The moment he saw Su Yuner, he erupted, "You worthless woman. Wasn't I good to you? Now that you've found a better catch, you're dumping me? And you want my own son to call someone else father?" At these words, Lin Zhanyuan's eyes darkened with cold fury. His voice carried a barely concealed edge. "Yuner, is what he says true?" Yuner immediately collapsed into Lin Zhanyuan's embrace, her voice as delicate as a willow in the wind. "General, don't listen to his nonsense. You know well that in this life, I have only ever had you." Jiang Bei exploded, cursing and pointing at Su Yuner in Lin Zhanyuan's arms. "You were a whore in the brothel, sleeping with every man. I paid to buy your freedom, and now you claim not to know me? You'll get your comeuppance." Su Yuner swore, "General, every word I speak is true. May heaven strike me down if I lie." With Su Yuner making such a solemn vow, Lin Zhanyuan's trust began to shift toward her. Having watched the drama unfold for a while, I finally spoke up. "Why not conduct a blood test to verify paternity, General Lin?" At the mention of a blood test, Su Yuner's face paled. She stammered, "General, Tingzhou truly is your flesh and blood. If you proceed with this test, how will you and your son ever get along afterward?" Lin Zhanyuan hesitated slightly, his resolve wavering. I spoke slowly. "If the child isn't yours, General Lin, you've been raising someone else's child all this time. Do you think they might have colluded?" Naturally suspicious, Lin Zhanyuan acted decisively upon hearing this, ordering water to be prepared for the blood test. When Su Tingzhou was brought in, Su Yuner stood beside him, her expression defiant. "Miss Xiao, you and the general are already divorced. Why do you constantly target me? Why can't you bear to see me happy? Could it be you're jealous that I can bear children, while you cannot?" This whole spectacle was deliberately staged by me at the general's mansion's main gate. Now, the crowd gathered around, whispering with relish. So General Lin married a barren woman, no wonder he divorced her. Barren and jealous? I'd never marry such a woman. Exactly. General Lin just wanted a concubine, not 10. Why go through all this trouble? I narrowed my eyes, reevaluating Su Yuner. So she wasn't a mindless fool after all, she merely wielded her fragility as a weapon to ensnare men. But when her interests were threatened, she could bite back. Mixed among the crowd defending Su Yuner were several familiar faces. Fortunately, my memory served me well. The ringleaders were none other than the young nobles who'd spent the past 2 years carousing with Lin Zhanyuan. Lady Yin overthinks matters. As the legitimate daughter of the Xiao family, I would never stoop to such disgraceful deeds as becoming someone's mistress. But speaking strictly to the point, now that someone has slandered the children's lineage, I've shared several years of marital bond with General Lin. I genuinely seek to clear the general's name and restore your honor. With just a few words, I directed the blame squarely at her. Now, she had no choice but to bleed. The clear water prepared by Lin Zhanyuan's trusted aide was, of course, perfectly fine. Guards escorted Su Tingzhou forward. They pricked his finger with a needle and let a drop of blood fall into the bowl. Lin Zhanyuan did the same. The 2 drops of blood in the bowl did not mix. Su Tingzhou was not Lin Zhanyuan's child. I scoffed. General Lin, what a delightful pastime, spending 2 months fussing over these 2 bastards of unknown origin. Furious, Lin Zhanyuan grabbed Su Yuner's shoulders and shoved her forward. You poisonous woman! Look at this yourself! How dare you deceive me? I've fed and clothed you well, yet you let some bastard from who knows where claim me as father? Su Yuner knelt on the ground, tugging at Lin Zhanyuan's robe. General, this water must be tampered with. Tingzhou is truly your biological child. Then, she pointed at me, her face contorted with fury. It's her. She orchestrated this. General, believe me. Lin Zhanyuan could no longer contain his rage. He struck Su Yuner across the face with a backhand. You vile woman. Sure just lost her child, how could she bear to scheme against yours? At this point, you still dare to make excuses. I won't rest until I beat you to death today to ease this hatred in my heart. Su Yuner was pinned down by servants as she endured the beating, cursing Lin Zhanyuan with words wishing him a miserable death. Lin Zhanyuan, you beast. You couldn't resist temptation and took me yourself, then schemed to kill your own flesh and blood for the sake of us 3, me and my children. Who do you think you are? You all don't know yet, do you? To get me into the general's mansion, Lin Zhanyuan deliberately had my son push his wife, who was suffering from an unstable pregnancy. Miss Xiao, it's not me you should hate. Everything was tacitly approved by your dear husband. I watched this pair of dogs biting each other with a calm expression. Seeing his carefully cultivated good reputation about to crumble, Lin Zhanyuan, in a fit of rage, strangled Su Yuner to death. Su Tingzhou, witnessing his own mother's death, froze in shock. After a moment, he cautiously called out to Lin Zhanyuan, Father. Lin Zhanyuan's piercing gaze snapped toward the voice, erupting in fury, Don't call me father. You, and that Su Ninger, both of you, go die alongside that whore. A cold smile curled my lips. The child is innocent. Even though my own flesh and blood was killed by Su Tingzhou, I didn't take his life. Since he isn't General Lin's child, it's better to let his biological father take him back and raise him properly. The gathered crowd gasped in astonishment. They pointed fingers at Lin Zhanyuan, denouncing him as a hypocritical phony. I watched their faces, filled with righteous indignation, some practically spat venom at him. Yet Lin Zhanyuan himself saw only his own victimhood, shifting every ounce of blame onto others. Sure, it was all that slut Su Yuner's doing. She seduced me, and I was momentarily bewitched. Sure, please give me one more chance. I'm a man, men are bound to make mistakes. Faced with Lin Zhanyuan's evasive words, I offered no response. I was waiting for one thing, the Imperial edict that would condemn Lin Zhanyuan to eternal ruin. Xiao Heng's men surrounded me, ensuring Lin Zhanyuan couldn't come near. Jiang Boy, disdaining Su Ninger as a woman, took only Su Tingzhou with him. Su Ninger, however, was personally delivered to a brothel by Lin Zhanyuan. Once you enter a place like that, it's nearly impossible to leave. Su Ninger's life was ruined forever. Watching Su Ninger being dragged away, her wrists bound by servants and her mouth stuffed with cotton, Lin Zhanyuan showed not a shred of pity in his eyes. Perhaps I was mistaken from the very beginning. The man before me was no longer the man I once knew. The one who gave me candied hawthorn, took me sightseeing, and confessed his love in the peach blossom grove, all that was merely a facade for his climb to power. After a long while, the imperial edict I awaited arrived. By the mandate of heaven, the emperor decrees, General Lin Zhanyuan of the northern frontier, guilty of deceiving the sovereign, defying imperial authority, and disregarding the emperor's grace. Yet, in recognition of his past merits, his death sentence is commuted. However, his crimes cannot go unpunished. He is hereby stripped of his title as General of the Northern Frontier, demoted to commoner status, and exiled to Lingnan. He shall never return to the capital. So decreed. Lin Zhanyuan took the edict in a daze. Only after the imperial messenger departed did his resentment erupt. Why? Why? I'm the Grand General. The Emperor should show me some respect. I glanced at him. The Lin Zhanyuan before me bore no resemblance to that spirited youth of old, he was now a madman consumed by rage. I returned to the Marquis of Zhao's residence. When mother saw me, she wept, covering her face. Father, at his advanced age, still had to toil and tire over matters concerning me. The honor of the Zhao family, built over generations, nearly crumbled because of me. I felt profound shame. Before my marriage, they had agonized over my match, reluctant to let me go. They had repeatedly considered letting Lin Zhanyuan marry into the family. But Lin Zhanyuan valued his pride, and I was so infatuated with him back then that I left with him to start our own household, abandoning the parents who gave me life and raised me. I spent a leisurely month with my parents. During this time, Xiaoheng told me about Su Tingzhou and Su Ninger's current situation, and also that Su Ninger was Lin Zhanyuan's biological child. Su Tingzhou's biological father subjected him to constant beatings and verbal abuse, while Su Ninger's days after being sold into a brothel were no better, enduring daily torment from drugs that made her wish she were dead. Autumn arrived, coinciding with the day Lin Zhanyuan was exiled. I felt it was time to go to the general's residence to see him. Lin Zhanyuan looked gaunt and haggard, his eyes vacant. He gazed at me with a face weathered by hardship. Sure, I've thought deeply these past days. I even had a dream. In it, I too was bewitched by Su Yuner, killing my own flesh and blood while cherishing a bastard child as my own. All this is my own doing. I have no complaints. But, can you still forgive me? My expression remained impassive, as if the protagonist in his words wasn't me. The Xiaoshu who married Lin Zhanyuan with such joy that year would never have imagined this outcome. Lin Zhanyuan, sure. I spoke calmly, don't call me sure. You don't deserve it. I came only to tell you, Su Ninger is your flesh and blood. And she, at such a tender age, was sent by her own father to a brothel, fed all manner of drugs. Tell me, do you think she might hate you? I begged for the imperial edict. When the emperor sought to behead you, I pleaded for exile instead. It wasn't lingering affection. Sometimes, living is far more agonizing than death. Lin Zhanyuan's eyes were hollow, unfocused, his expression one of utter disbelief. How could this be? Then our child. My expression was icy as I stated the facts. Our child is gone. Didn't you know? It was your scheme, wasn't it? Lin Zhanyuan asked. You knew all along, didn't you? My gaze was as cold as ice. Yes, I knew all along. I had the power to save him, but since he was your bloodline, there was no need for him to be born. Ha 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 ha. Lin Zhanyuan laughed maniacally. I thought he must be close to madness. The young general who once made a name for himself in the capital, who could have imagined he'd end up like this? Before I left, Lin Zhanyuan called out to me, could you call me husband one last time? My footsteps faltered, but in the end, I said nothing and walked away. Life after the divorce was easy and carefree. One day, Xia Shurao came to invite me to the autumn hunt. She said she had specially arranged it with the emperor, hoping I might find a husband to my liking. After refusing several times to no avail, I went with her. Even though I'd been married before and lost a child, many young lords still approached me. After turning them all down, Xiaoheng appeared. He asked, Will you be participating in the hunt today, miss? I answered indirectly, Xiao Heng, with all your talents, wouldn't staying by my side be a waste of your abilities? Xiao Heng's expression abruptly hardened. Are you dismissing me, miss? I smiled faintly. How could that be? I was merely wondering what about me merits such treatment from you. Seeing I hadn't driven him away, Xiao Heng secretly exhaled in relief. If it's you, miss, then it's worth it. My eyes flickered, and a smile spread across my lips. I asked him, Xiao Heng, do you like me? Xiao Heng lowered his head, his ears flushing slightly, and vanished the next moment. Xie Shuyao called from afar, Sure, the second young master of the Yin family over there is quite suitable. Come quickly. I waved my hand at her. I'm not going. Xie Shuyao, puzzled, fluttered over using her lightness skill and asked, Why not? I rose and casually replied, tired. Want to go back to the mansion. Xie Shuyao pressed, You've just stepped out and want to return? What for? I swung onto my horse, offering no response to Xie Shuyao's question. Of course, to go back and catch that big dog blushing. The end.